Alright guys, so I'm Kevin, TKM Performance. We wanted to take a little bit of time to give you guys just kind of a tour of the shop. We got some big things coming in the future. We've been doing this since 2014, I'm pretty sure it was. We started out with pretty much just a cornwell box of sockets, literally. It's pretty cool actually, but we started out with that and we got a lot of things coming. I'll show you that in our next video. Come on in and give you guys a tour of the shop. Alright, so we're in the front office here at TKM. Most of you guys have normally called before you come, some don't I guess, but that's fine too. And most of you have had a conversation with John Boy actually. He does all the parts sales and engine sales and really sells about anything. People ask me, hey, how much is this? And I'm like, I ain't got a goddamn clue. I have to ask John Boy. John Boy actually, this is his area, we'll call it. He has a custom big dick monitor, we'll call it.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Everybody compliments him on his monitor.
What do you mean by that?
When you bring him over here, John Boy will be the first person to talk to. Yep, and then he's going to go over whatever you guys want in the build, what's to be done, what you guys think you want, then kind of get a game plan as far as whether or not it's going to be a long block, short block, or
machine work only.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people brings their stuff and they only want us to do machine work, which is fine. That's fine too. There's a lot of other engine builders that actually gets us to do the machine work for them. Like I said, we just want to introduce you guys to John Boy. That when you call up here getting pricing and sales and contact, he's your guy. All his contact information is in the description below.
And make sure when you email me, it's John Boy without an H. JONBOY. Whenever you come in, a lot of people just send stuff in and we go over with email and stuff like that. It's always really nice to do that, everything kind of be pre-filled out, have a good game plan on what we're doing. But if you really don't know, we got these nice drop check-in sheets right here that basically have a lot of the major services. What we do is we'll go over this, some stuff like if you're building a short block with us, it's going to be required to do, so like machine work only is a better option for this sheet right here because it kind of gives you an overlook on, hey, I didn't think about that, let's do that, a lot of people forget, like, hey man, I should have got cam bearings done while I was there. Or we have a really nice deburr service where one of the guys spends a lot of time, gets every little spot on the block, makes it look really nice, just a really nice deburr on the block setup. Like I said, this right here is basically a lot of the stuff that's a common thing for us to do, and just kind of gives you a visual to be able to see what might be interested in having done. So in addition to our check-in sheet, like I say, I touched on it before, like a lot of people send their stuff in, ship it in, have somebody else drop it off for them. And a lot of times it's really nice to go ahead and have, but we use a system that's called My Shop Assist. And so it keeps track of all our work. Like right now we got 230 jobs in the shop. It's the only way we can keep up with everything. Parts get here, I take pictures of it, upload it in there, so that way you can see, what was dropped off. I catalog it, basically have all your info in it, and it'll have all of these tasks on there, whatever is getting done. Really nice thing about it is I'll send you a link to your email. That's why it's very important to make sure you give us the correct email. Send you a link to it, and like I say, you can make a login, and it's real time. Like you'll see, we clock in on jobs. Like these guys out here in the shop, they're working on a block, they're clocking in on it. So you'll see time running on the job, and that's how you know that, hey, they're working on my stuff right now. See notes on it, pictures will populate on there. And then also, it'll be grayed out once that job is done. Really nice feature. Actually has a chat feature built into it too. It'll send you a text message, and you can reply back on your phone, and it pops up on our computer with a notification.
We write specs on the sheet that way.
Yeah, so it'll be blueprinted also. So at the end of the day, when you build a motor, you'll get a handwritten build sheet, and you'll also have that physical build sheet in electronic form on the My Shop. Really nice. So the line home, like he'll give you specs like what oil clearance you have, what torque was used, what was used on the studs to torque it to that amount, how much clearance in the bearing, what part number bearing was used. I mean, all that stuff is in there, and it's going to be there forever too. It makes it really nice if you have a problem or if you need to reorder something.
So this is their teardown department. So once you bring it off the truck, it'll go on this stand here. Guys taking it apart, not just taking it apart, blowing shit out, throwing it in the Ford. What we have is every job here is on a cart, rack, name. That way everything stays together once it comes apart. And as John was telling you before, everybody has your My Shop Assist program. So as he's taking it apart, he's snapping pictures, he's logging everything, labeling everything. That way everything is, for one, accounted for, noted, the condition of it, anywhere that's usable, reusable. Everything is labeled and checked with fine-tooth comb to make sure we don't miss anything. Blocks, crack, who knows? We've seen it all, to be honest with you. But then we use, we got 2 jet washes, rinse station, hot tank here. The safety clean, reverse all that, actually agitates up and down, works really good as far as cleaning. A little backed up here in washes, but like I said, we got a man down right now, so we're trying to get by the best we can. That's pretty much tear down. After it leaves here, we'll do a sort of a game plan on it. John will actually contact the customer, hey, we found this, and this wrong with it. Get a game plan about moving forward. And typically from here, the block will go in there to the line home station or the CNC mill, and we'll walk in there now. I'll show you that. So once the block leaves tear down, obviously we've got a game plan of moving forward. John's already contacted the customer. Now we're in the process of moving forward. Typically the block will go, in this area we got 2 CNC machines. They're both VF3s by Oz. What we'll do is all the boring, decking, servicing, sleeving is all done here in the CNC machine. This is actually a Coyote here. We're putting darker sleeves in it. Bad as I hate to admit it, there's a Honda over there and we're putting sleeves in that. Sorry, Honda guys. This line here is all stuff that's going in the CNC. Then it'll move over to this section, which will be hone, line hone, and balance over there. Use that mill over there to balance as well. Pressing metal in on the ABS press over there. Basically comes full circle. So it'll come out of here, go to this section, hone, line hone, and then balance. Sort of like a assembly line, I reckon. Alright, so this is our cylinder hose here. We have TKM. It's SV10 Sonnen. Everything that we hone, we use diamond stones, torque plate. We have a performer. We kind of science out the crosshatch that we want on a particular job. That crosshatch will determine a lot of things. If it's a stream alcohol deal, we might put a different hatch on it. All that stuff is done automated here and setting the machine up. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but it's sort of whatever the engine criteria meets. We'll change the hatch up to make it seal the best we absolutely can. Over here we got Casper running the line hone here, the Southern line hone. What he's going to do is measure all the housing boards, make sure they're all the same. If they're not the same, he's going to make them the same. Check and make sure the housing boards are round. Make sure the crank fits. There's a lot of things that line hones here is sort of like Mark actually calls it like a foundation on a house. If your line hone ain't good, you ain't just like a foundation on the house. You ain't gonna have a damn good motor if your foundation ain't right. As you can see now, he's checking all the mains and seeing where they are, see where they stack up. Once he gets the housing board right, he'll throw a bearing in there and measure against the crank, see what kind of clearance he has, and make sure everything's as perfect as we can get it. And again, he's going to document everything on his My Shop Assist. Okay, this is the stuff that he's going to be filling out, doing the job. All that's done right here. Once he's done with the line hone, checks everything off, he'll put the block over here on the table, and he's going to deburr all the rough edges off and just sort of prep it up. It'll go actually back out to the wash, be a final wash, then we'll come in and put the cam bearings in it. And depending upon whether it's a machine work only job or whether it gets wrapped up, put on the loading dock or back here to the engine assembly. So in this area is what we call pre-stage, I suppose. Mark typically does all that. Mark's been around the motorsports business for 30 years. NASCAR, I mean, you've done it all, right?
Yep. I mean, some form of race engines for, like, next year will be 30 years. Round track, drag racing, boat racing, done a little bit of everything. So what I do here is when an engine comes in and it's getting tore down, I help with evaluating if there was any issues, what needs to be changed to meet the goals of the customer for their desired performance level. Once that's happened, then there's a evaluation goes up front and the customer decides what they want to do with the engine. These parts will work, won't work. Once a plan has been formulated, parts are ordered, I make sure that all the parts that we get are that combination will work together, and everything's prepped before it gets back to assembly. I typically am involved pretty heavily back in assembly as well, as far as making sure things get bolted up properly. And you could be doing this for the rest of your life and some kind of issues are going to crop up even though we work on the same type of engines all the time. So it seems like there's always been doing it for 30 years, something come in here, in 5 minutes we could have something I've never seen before. That's part of what makes the job enjoyable. So many different combinations. That's about all I do.
Mark's very good. He's actually a conscious problem solver, is that right?
Sound good.
He's a very crucial part of this team. What he's doing is preparing the cart, make sure everything is as good as it can be before it goes back to assembly, like he was saying earlier. He's also building spreadsheets, that way we can keep up with communication of, hey, what are we missing to get this job done? Whether we're waiting on pistons, valves, I mean, you name it. I mean, we got, like John said earlier in the video, there's typically over 200, I think there's 230 jobs going on right now here at the shop, trying to evolve all the time, just trying to make make our job easier, make it better communication with the customer gets their motor back in a more timely manner, gets everything that they need. That's our goal. That's our goal. So this back here, we're gonna call it a 4-valve or overhead cam room, we'll call it. If you take a look at these cylinder heads, earlier there was a picture of teardown, these things come in so nasty. I mean, everybody's seen their heads off their motor, that may be running, that may be perfect. But the thing about it is, a lot of people don't understand how much time it takes just to clean these heads, to prep them. And as you can see, once we're done our process to them, I mean, they look almost new. I mean, like, this thing new? I mean, we really got to look at it. It drives me crazy sometimes because of the amount of time that we had to spend on prepping these cylinder heads to get them to where they're ready to build. But it's just part of the process that we do here because people, I mean, they want their stuff nice. They want it the way it's supposed to be. I mean, to me, if I'm sending my motor somewhere to get rebuilt and they bolt on a set of heads or even the block's all crappy looking, you don't want that. I mean, you want your stuff to be like new. One of the things we do is just try to spend a little extra time in cleaning, deburring, and just making sure everything looks as presentable as they can. So we're back here in the head department here at TKM. Want to introduce you guys to Robbie. He's been with us for about 3 years now. Been in the motorsports world for a while with the CV products, some other places that specialize in mount training. What all do you do here, Robbie?
Pretty much I take care of all the cylinder heads for the company. Development, anywhere from valve jobs, complete assemblies, race, street. We mainly do turbo stuff. So we do have several state-of-the-art equipment. So we utilize a Surrey machine a lot, which has been industry standard for 100 years. But we recently acquired the new one, Contour BB, which is pretty much the most state-of-the-art valve and seat machine on the planet. It can create more better RA finishes on the seats, which also creates better sealing and vacuum and stuff like that, which of course makes more horsepower. And we're actually able to CNC valve jobs and create pretty much what angles we want on what. So as far as research, development, you know, pretty much any cylinder head, whether it's, you know, high-end race or street, you know, we can pretty much create anything we need, or whatever the cylinder head needs at that point. So, and we do anything from, you know, guides, you name it, like the complete cylinder head package is done here at TKM. So I want to talk about some of the services we have here at TKM, and here in the cylinder head department. This is actually a set of cylinder heads for mast. We buy these there. They're the 295 black labels. And we get these and we pretty much put our own tailored spin on everything. So we offer top fuel hoops, mini hoops as well, you know, for most of your turbo customers, you know, high boost applications. We do chamber soften. We have several different versions, anywhere from 4 degrees, 11 degrees, depending on, you know, what you're going to need. Of course, we went over the valve job stuff. It's all CNC done in-house. We actually do cylinder head pairs as well. You know, that would be for another section, I guess. We also incorporate exhaust O-rings on a lot of our cylinder heads. It's easier for the customer, no gasket, nothing to keep up with, no crazy silicone, which I absolutely despise on the exhaust side, but it's actually been a really good thing here. So, you know, keeping that sealed up too for a turbo motor is extremely important. In this particular set, we offer custom Inconel exhaust valves and custom titanium valves as well, which is, you know, spec'd out by us here at TKM for this particular package and port and cross-sectional area. Also, most of our tie stuff, actually all of the stuff that I try to do through here, you know, we offer coatings too, which, you know, better seal, life, stuff lasts longer, which is key for racers because they want to, you know, continue to race, you know, race after rebuild too as well. So, but those are some of the stuff. We also offer half-inch head studs. You know, there's a lot of customers that need, you know, the outer and the inner bolt holes, different sizes. We offer that as well, depending on whatever application or what cylinder block you guys are using. And as far as a little bit of repair, you know, in the turbo world, you know, any motor, any race engine, you know, stuff happens. So we do full repairs too as well. So I mean, anything from welding the cylinder head, CNC chamber, and the chambers back, you know, the whole nine. We offer dry deck stuff. This head's got water, but we also offer dry deck stuff, including filling cylinder heads as well. So pretty much here at TKM, you know, the sky's the limit. Whatever your power will do.
All right, so the next is engine. What are you doing?
We're trying to get this done. We got work to do. Here, sit down. Here.
All right, so back here's the engine assembly. We done a little skit there. That was pretty funny, actually. Turns out this motor actually don't even have cameras. I don't know what we think. But no, like Mark will do the board as far as the build list. Sammy, Cornbread, typically assembling all the motors back here. Then they'll get Cornbread sort of got a list. Sammy's got a list, and we work. You know, these guys try to work together and try to get fire jobs out. Try to do it by date best we can. Sometimes we're waiting on parts. You know, everybody knows that. But Cornbread's been with us for 8 years or so. 8 years. 8 years. Sammy's been with me for going on
Way too long.
pretty much right when we started TKM. Started TKM, it wasn't a few months you come to help me.
About 6, bro.
I mean, I was dying in here struggling. But you know, it's always been that way. You know, we needing help, waiting forever to hire, then you finally get the help, and then next thing you know, you need more people. And now there's 15 of us, I'm pretty sure of it. But now we're just out of room. I mean, we've expanded here like crazy. I mean, we've come a long way, and we want to go a lot further. Keep going what we're going and making people fast, trying to make people fast. That's our goal, make people fast. So that pretty much wraps up the whole introducing the shop. I want you guys to stay in touch with YouTube, and what we're going to do is got a lot of things coming in 24, and do a sneak peek of what's coming up in the next clip.